This is a WFMY News 2 Sports Special. Friday Football Fever. Here are your hosts, Patrick Wright and Luke Liddon.
Well, hey folks, welcome to Friday Football Fever. The high school football regular season is officially in the books.
Can you believe it?
No.
And our local teams went out with a bang in their final games before the playoffs.
Let's kick things off with our Wendy's game of the week. Ledford hosted North Davidson in a big-time rivalry, and rivalries really don't get much bigger than this. Both the Black Knights and the Panthers came into the final game of the regular season undefeated in the conference, which means the winner would take the conference title. We'll start in the first quarter. North Davidson's Josh Cicciano rolls out and hits Themis Folks for the 25-yard touchdown. It's 7-0. North Davidson. Later on, TJ Boyce can't handle the pitch. Nolan Hansley recovers it for Ledford. The cheerleaders love it, but the Panthers would turn this into just a field goal with a pretty long one, 44 yards for Hunter Braswell, and it's good. Incredible kick there. It's 7-3 Black Knights. Ledford students saying, don't sleep on us, North Davidson. More from the Black Knights. They respond. Cicciano gets around the corner on the quarterback keeper, dives across the goal line for the 21-yard score, and they're going for two. Maddox Johnson right up the middle, fighting his way across the goal line for the score. That made it 15-3. North Davidson goes on to win it 22-10.
10-0 West Forsyth, 10-0 Glenn. These two county rivals went head-to-head with their winners, securing the Central Piedmont 4A title, and really, I don't think there was an open seat in the stands for one of the biggest showdowns of the season. Pick it up late third, Titans down 7-0, knocking on the door when Jaquan McMillan takes it on the sweep, nearing the edge, and dives for the pylon, and he's in for the score in the tie game. So after Glenn's ensuing drive stalled out, West Forsyth back in Bobcats territory, and Matthew Harkey knocks in a 32-yard field goal for the 10-7 lead in the fourth quarter. Now a chance for Glenn to respond. Stephon Brown in the shotgun, firing over to the right side, but right into the hands of Jalen McMillan, and it's all green in front of him. Brown can't get to him. He's in for the pick six, all part of 17 unanswered points in the second half. The Bobcats would score later in the fourth, but West Forsyth holds on and remains undefeated. They win 17-14.
Exactly what we hoped for in that game. Well, still ahead on the Fever. Paige meets up with Ragsdale. Mount Airy travel to East Surry. Highlights from these two and more coming up next. All right, welcome back to the Fever. The quest for the Metro 4A title came down to the final week of the regular season as Paige made the trip to Jamestown to take on Ragsdale. And former head coach, legendary former head coach Tommy Norwood was honored at halftime for all his success in his time with the Tigers. But Paige, they came looking to spoil the celebration today. Here we are in the third quarter. Nassim Austin receiving the kick, and he's going to take this nice return down to the 50-yard line on that same series for Paige. Javondre Paige, quarterback, rolls left looking for a receiver, can't find anyone there, so he rolls back to the right. And instead of throwing it, he just tucks and runs for the touchdown. That right there made it 35-0 Paige, and they roll to a 51-7 win on the road.
Pilot Mountain was the place to be tonight in Surry County as Mount Airy took on East Surry with the Northwest 1A conference title at stake. Pick it up first quarter. East Surry's Stephon Gosnell on the fake. And watch out, he takes it 20 yards downfield for the nice gain. It worked so well the first time, might as well do it again. And they do, this time for the touchdown and the 7-zip lead. Mount Airy, though, trying to respond, throwing this ball downfield, and Austin Purdue picks it and going to return this a solid 15 yards, which would eventually lead to this. Joey Ray diving in for the second TD of the game, and now the 14-point advantage. Airy, though, tried to get something going, and eventually they did. Jeremiah Rosser makes the grab, takes it 25 yards for the score, and it's actually the Bears that come back and win 31-21.
Well, Reidsville brought a 26-game winning streak into tonight's showdown with Graham. And in a game like this, you know you're going to have to take some hits. We'll start things off with Reidsville's Travion Canada. Somehow stays on his feet after that big hit. It makes it 7-0 Rams. Reidsville on defense, Kai Rankin reads the play perfectly, brings down Christian Leonard for a loss. Then here comes Graham with some defense. Fletcher Strickland coming up big with the interception there, but pretty much all Reidsville tonight. Titus Jones drops back, tosses up a beautiful bomb down the field to Charles Isaac Hill, who waltzes into the end zone. Reidsville goes on to win it 50-0.
Mount Tabor would claim the Piedmont Triad 3A crown with the victory tonight over Dudley, but it didn't start out exactly how they planned. First drive for the Panthers, and Deshaun Willett going to rumble his way, busting through 3 defenders until he's brought down in the end zone for the 7-0 lead. So later, Dudley on 4th and goal, a chance to go up 2 scores. Gerald Simpson rolling right, looking for a receiver, but his pass goes right off the face mask and hands of Nigel Fitzgerald for the turnover on down. So in the second quarter, Dudley muffed a punt inside their own 10, giving momentum to Tabor, and they capitalized. Jaquan Albright working his way to the right side, eventually in for the touchdown in the tie game. It'd be a close battle, but the Spartans pull out the close win, 17-14.
Well, Western Alamance wrapped up regular season play against Northern Guilford tonight, and we'll start in the first quarter with Western's Christian Daniels tucking and running here, throws the defender to the ground, stays on his feet, eventually knocked out of bounds for the nice gain. More from Daniels on the read option, the quarterback keeper right up the middle, and that's good for 6. It's 6-0 Western Alamance. Then later on, here's Daniels again. What a night for him. Another quarterback run for him. Eventually gets to the 50-yard line, and he wasn't done. This time showing off the arm, rolls to the right, tosses one up to Jake Christman, and comes down with a beautiful grab for the Warriors touchdown. Western Alamance gets the shutout, 33-0. All right, we're not done just yet. Next, we'll check out Eastern Guilford, who looked to wrap up a perfect conference record. Stick around. Check out our aviation triad flight of the night. Reidsville quarterback Titus Jones. This guy was on fire tonight. Take a look. He drops back and airs it out. A perfect connection with Charles Isaac Hill for a touchdown. And that right there is our aviation triad flight of the night.
Eastern Guilford looked to wrap up the outright Mid-Piedmont 3A crown with the win tonight over Southern Guilford. In first quarter, Eastern's Christian McMullen taking the handoff and say goodbye to that young man. 40 yards in for the score and the 7-0 lead. So although it's not a touchdown, Southern would respond as Jason Parada knocks in the 24-yard field goal to cut the gap to 4. So later, Southern inside their own 10-yard line. This isn't good news. A bad exchange. They fumble. The ball rolls the wrong way into the end zone, and it's recovered by Airy Wilkes for the touchdown. Eastern Guilford goes on to win a lot to a little, 42-10.
All right, let's draw up a play that takes us to our Blue Cross Blue Shield drive of the night. We're back at Reidsville High School. Jalen Easley, here he is, picking up the nice first down, and the Rams weren't done. How about Titus Jones, the quarterback, tucking and running, going to get around to the edge, eventually knocked out for another first down. And then more from Reidsville. Travion Canada caps off the drive right here after the big hit with a touchdown. And that right there is our Blue Cross Blue Shield drive of the night. Well, 12 weeks down, it's time for teams to look ahead to the playoffs. Can't believe it. Brackets will be released tomorrow afternoon, and of course, we'll have them online at WFMYnews2.com soon after that. First round action starts next Friday, November 10th. Well, folks, that's it for the final regular season edition of Friday Football Fever. See you in the playoffs.
12 weeks, just like that?
Man,
that is crazy. If you missed anything from tonight's show, head to WFMYnews2.com/HSS to catch all of tonight's highlights online.
All right, folks, have a great night. We'll see you next Friday at the same time, same channel.
Thank you for watching Friday Football Fever. We hope you enjoyed this WFMY News 2 broadcast.